These are 12 country songs from the 1970s that shaped memories and still live deep in the hearts of those who remember. And track number 4 is one only the real country fans remember. Number 12, The Year That Clayton Delaney Died by Tom T. Hall.
Year that Clayton Delaney died.
Tom T. Hall kicks off our list with a masterclass in songwriting and storytelling. Released in 1971 on Mercury Records, this #1 hit on the Billboard Country chart was more than a song. It was a childhood memory wrapped in melody, a tale about a neighbor who lived wild.
Except for the last 2 weeks that he suffered and cried.
Played guitar and left a lasting impression on a young boy. Here's the twist. Clayton Delaney wasn't his real name. Hall changed it to preserve the legend and protect the man, creating a myth that felt deeply personal yet universally relatable. Picture a humid summer evening with a porch swing creaking in rhythm, a transistor radio playing softly, and your dad nodding slowly to this tune with a look in his eye like he's somewhere far away.
But I can see him half-stoned picking out the lovesick blues.
The song remains one of Hall's most iconic, and its legacy lives on in every dusty small town where music still tells the truth. Now let's follow that memory with a ballad for those quiet, lonely nights. Number 11, Good Time, Charlie's Got the Blues by Danny O'Keefe.
Good time, Charlie, got the blues.
This one spoke softly, but left a lasting mark. Released in 1972, Danny O'Keefe's haunting melody wasn't your typical country anthem. It peaked at number 9 on the country chart and carried the weight of solitude and weariness with every word.
Believe this time they're gonna stay.
With sparse instrumentation and a reflective tone, it was less honky-tonk, more confession booth. Here's a fun detail. Elvis wanted to record it, and Waylon Jennings actually did, but it's O'Keefe's own version that remains the gold standard, subtle and raw. Imagine a late-night record spinning in a wood-paneled living room while someone sits alone, staring into a cup of black coffee. The kind of song that didn't just play, it settled in your bones.
Some gotta win, some gotta lose.
Good Time, Charlie became a quiet anthem for people who had seen a little life and didn't mind admitting it. From lonesome ballads, let's crank things up with a song that poked fun at the genre itself. Number 10, You Never Even Called Me By My Name by David Allan Coe.
You never even called me.
Every barroom had its moment when this one came on. David Allan Coe's 1975 hit started as a tongue-in-cheek joke about country cliches, but ended up as a full-blown anthem. Written by Steve Goodman and John Prine, it teased the genre while also celebrating it in hilarious fashion.
I'm a scene so useless to remain.
Here's the backstory. When Coe told Goodman the song wasn't the perfect country and western song, Goodman added a final verse that mentioned mama, trains, prison, and getting drunk. That sealed the deal and made history. This one takes you back to smoky pool halls and backyard bonfires where people sang the words loud, grinning through every line. Even kids who didn't understand all the lyrics knew when to yell and getting drunk.
But before I get to the station,
It remains one of the most beloved novelty songs in country music, and for those who lived through it, the laughter still echoes. From witty wordplay, let's slow things down with a love song that whispered instead of shouted. Number 9, Amanda by Don Williams.
Gentleman's wife.
Don Williams had a way of calming the soul, and Amanda showed it best. First recorded by Don in 1973, this soft, sincere love song didn't storm the charts like Waylon Jennings' later version.
Lord knows I've tried.
But those who heard Don's original remember its quiet grace and emotional purity. Here's something sweet. Don's nickname was the Gentle Giant, and this track perfectly captures that spirit. No flashy production, just heart and honesty. Think back to folding laundry on a Sunday morning or riding quietly in the car with the sun on your face. This song was less about drama and more about presence. You didn't need fireworks when you had something this steady.
There's a measure of people don't.
While Waylon's version may be better known, it's Don's that tugs at the deeper memory. From the gentle touch of love, we shift to a haunting story filled with Southern mystery. Number 8, Ode to Billie Joe by Bobbie Gentry.
There was a virus going round, Papa caught it and he died.
Bobbie Gentry knew how to stop you in your tracks. Although released in 1967, Ode to Billie Joe remained a radio staple well into the 1970s. Its swampy rhythm and vague tragedy drew listeners into a story that no one could quite explain.
It was the 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta.
What was thrown off the Tallahatchie Bridge? We never found out. And that's the point. Gentry later said it didn't matter what was thrown, but rather how people talk casually about loss and move on. Imagine a summer afternoon with the kitchen radio playing softly, your mother stirring beans while neighbors gossip on the porch. That was the kind of atmosphere this song built in your imagination.
Mama said it was a shame about Billie Joe.
Ode to Billie Joe endures as one of the most atmospheric and cinematic country songs ever recorded. It was eerie, elegant, and unforgettable. Now, we go from mystery to pure honky-tonk pain. Number 7, She's Actin' Single, I'm Drinkin' Doubles by Gary Stewart.
She's acting single.
This one took heartbreak and poured it into a shot glass. Released in 1975, Gary Stewart's raw and raspy voice carried this song to number 1. It was messy, emotional.
I'd like to think it makes me proud, but I'm only...
And exactly what a honky-tonk hit should sound like. Here's a detail for the diehards. Stewart, often called the king of honky-tonk during the 70s, never chased pop stardom. He just sang it how he lived it. Picture a roadside bar with neon signs humming and a cowboy nursing a glass of bourbon while watching someone else dance with the woman he loves. That's the world this song lives in.
If I ask who that stranger was...
It's not pretty, but it's real. And that's why it hit so hard. Now let's take a turn towards something that glimmered with dreamers' hope. If these songs are stirring up memories, go ahead and tap that like button and subscribe. We share new country countdowns every week, keeping the golden days of music alive for folks just like you. Number 6, Rhinestone Cowboy by Glen, Campbell.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Here comes the sparkle. Rhinestone Cowboy, released in 1975, topped both the country and pop charts. Glen Campbell saw himself in this song, which is why he sang it with such conviction. It wasn't just a hit, it was a personal anthem.
Singing the same old song.
Here's what's fascinating. Campbell almost passed on the song until he realized it mirrored his own rise from Arkansas poverty to Hollywood lights. You might remember this one from car rides with the windows rolled down, the dash reflecting sunlight as Glen's voice filled the air with hope.
Well, I really don't mind the rain and the smile.
It's one of the decade's biggest crossover hits, but for those who lived it, it's a song about believing in something bigger. Let's head back to Texas now, where Waylon had something to say. Number 5. Luckenbach, Texas. Back to the Basics of Love by Waylon Jennings.
Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas with Waylon and Waylon.
Sometimes you just want to go back to where things were simple. In 1977, Waylon Jennings brought that feeling to life with Luckenbach, Texas, a song that hit number 1 and featured Willie Nelson in spirit and in harmony.
Oh, I don't need my name in the marquee light. I got my...
It reminded listeners that love was worth more than all the riches in the world. Here's a twist. Waylon had never even been to Luckenbach when he recorded it. The song made the town famous. Picture a warm Texas night, fireflies glowing, couples dancing under the stars at a local barn party.
Sell your diamond rings, buy some boots and faded jeans and go away.
That's what this song captured. It wasn't just about a place, it was about a feeling we all missed. From rustic Texas roads, we head into a moment of pure heartache and grace. Number 4. Hello, Darlin by Conway Twitty.
Come back, darling. I'll be waiting.
Conway didn't just sing the song, he spoke straight into your heart. Released in 1970, Hello Darlin spent 4 weeks at the top of the charts. It became Conway Twitty's signature tune and one of the most recognizable openings in country music history.
How's your new love? Are you happy? Hope you're...
And here's a fun fact. That famous spoken intro? It wasn't planned. Conway ad-libbed it in the studio, and it instantly stuck. This was the song that made people pause whatever they were doing. It filled kitchens, dance halls, and long Sunday drives with a bittersweet warmth.
Yes, I love you, and I miss you, and I...
Hello, Darlin wasn't just a greeting. It was a reminder of love that never really fades. From lost love, we turn to quiet farewell. Number 3. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain by Willie Nelson.
Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Willie Nelson stripped everything down and delivered a masterpiece. Released in 1975, this cover of a Fred Rose classic gave Willie his first number 1 as a solo artist.
I'll remember.
It was part of his Red-Headed Stranger concept album, recorded in a single take with no frills. The magic of this track is its simplicity. Just Willie, his guitar, and a voice that carried decades of sorrow. You remember this one if you ever sat by a rainy window, watching the world blur while the song played low in the background.
Someday when we meet up yonder.
It wasn't loud, but it was unforgettable. Willie made this song his own, and in doing so, he made it part of all of us. Now, let's hit the highway for something a little wild. Number 2, Convoy by C.W. McCall.
10-4 there, Pigpen. Yeah, we definitely got the front door, good buddy. Mercy sakes.
Breaker 1-9. Let's roll back to 1975. Convoy became a surprise smash hit, blending country with trucker slang and CB radio culture. It hit number 1 and kicked off a full-blown CB craze across the country.
You want to give me a 10-9 on that, Pigpen? Negatory.
The man behind the mic, C.W. McCall, was actually advertising executive Bill Fries. He invented the character and the voice for a bread commercial, then turned it into a chart topper. If you were a kid in the 70s, you definitely wanted your own CB handle after hearing this. Rubber Duck, Pigpen, and Sodbuster
Rubber duck to Sodbuster. Come on, here, yeah, 10-4 Sodbuster. Listen, you want...
became household names. The song had grit, humor, and a highway rhythm that made it perfect for road trips and gas station stops. Now, we wrap up with the voice of a coal miner's daughter who sang for a nation. Number 1, Coal Miner's Daughter by Loretta Lynn. This wasn't just a song, it was a legacy. Released in 1970, Loretta Lynn's autobiographical classic hit number 1 and later became the title of her book and an Oscar-winning movie. But it all started with her voice, her truth, and her roots in Butcher Holler, Kentucky.
In a cabin on a hill in Butcher Holler.
Every lyric came straight from her life. She didn't sugarcoat the hardship, but she sang it with pride. Picture a kitchen radio humming while Grandma hums along with tears in her eyes. This wasn't just Loretta's story. It was every family who worked hard, loved deeply, and held on tight. Coal Miner's Daughter remains one of the most important country songs ever recorded.
In the summertime, we didn't have shoes to wear.
And if you grew up in the 1970s, chances are you know every word. If this trip through the past brought back memories, hit that like button and subscribe for more classic country countdowns every week. These 12 songs weren't just hits, they were the soundtrack to growing up in the 1970s. They played in cars, on kitchen radios, and at local dances. They taught us how to feel, how to love, and how to remember. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the sounds that shaped a generation. Next week, we're looking at 12 country songs only those who grew up in 1960s remember, from the rise of neon cowboys to heartbreak on cassette tapes. Until then, keep the memories alive and the volume just a little bit louder. Good songs fade, but great ones echo forever.